Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about the two newest releases in the DV8 lineup, the Collision and the Damn Good Verge Pearl. Now of course the Collision has been out for a couple of months now. I wasn't able to do a video on that when it originally came out, but it's already been putting up honor scores and setting house records. It's a hard one to pass up because of the success that it's had so early on in its release. It has a brand new core in the DV8 lineup that is the Collision core, which contains a total differential of 0.52 for plenty of flare potential and an intermediate differential of 0.19 for a sharper response in the mid lane. This one has a lower RG min than the like-drilled Hellraiser series, which means that it's going to get you started revving up just a little earlier in the late mid lane than the Hellraisers, which like to rev up a little later down the lane. This new core is surrounded by dynamic core outer core material. That's the blue stuff that you see when you drill into the outer. That's going to give you harder hitting power at the pins because it's a stronger strength to weight ratio material. And it's got dot. Dot means that the pin's on the bottom of the ball and a circle engraved dot is up where you drill the fingers. Of course that means that you can put any layout you want on this ball without drilling through the pin or voiding the warranty. And all of this is surrounded by the Insider Max Continuation cover stock. It's the same base that's been on a lot of pro and high performance balls in the DV8 lineup because of its successful combination of mid lane strength, continuation, and back end motion. But this new continuation formula is a slightly tweaked additive package which is going to give you a little rounder but still aggressive back end motion than you're used to seeing out of these cover bases. Of course, DV8 fans are very excited for the highly anticipated follow-up to the very successful Damn Good Verge. This Damn Good Verge Pearl contains that exact same medium differential threshold symmetrical core that has a total differential of 0.37 for a more medium flare potential and a wide versatility range across a lot of different types of patterns. That's a lot less total differential than the original threshold core that was found in the Verge and the Verge Pearl, and that's what's allowing for such a wide range of versatility. Of course, like Collision, this one has dot and dynamic core, and it's surrounded by the Insider Pearl cover stock that was also on the original Verge Pearl. With the difference in the core cover matchup though, this one's going to get through the fronts a little better while still maintaining that nice hard arcing back end motion. Without delay, I'm going to take you to a couple charts now and show you how these two new balls stack up with the rest of the DV8 lineup. First, we're going to take a quick glance at DV8's Hook Chart, which sorts each release by hook potential and by back end shape, with the flippiest balls toward the top and the smoothest balls toward the bottom. Moving over now to my comparison chart, you'll notice a subtle difference in where I have these placed. I think in terms of utility, I have them ranked in the same category as the DV8 chart, but there are some subtle differences in how we categorize these balls that I'll get into in a minute. Our newest release, Damn Good Verge Pearl, is highlighted in yellow, but first we're going to talk about Collision, because I didn't get a chance to prior to this. Collision is built to handle a medium-heavy amount of total oil volume and sits on the line between a strong reaction shape and a sharp reaction shape. I have it categorized as a little less back-end motion than a Hellraiser return, but I would also categorize it as more versatile, something that a 2D chart doesn't exactly capture. Although it's a little less back-end motion in my opinion than the Hellraiser, it's also a more continuous ball, both because of the nature of its earlier revving new Collision core, but also because of the fact that the Max Continuation cover stock is just a little rounder overall than the Hellraiser's Max Flip cover stock. I think because of this, not only is this one suited to handle a little more oil volume and a little fresher conditions even at its box finish with compound on top, but also I think it's just suitable to use on a wider variety of patterns and for longer in the block. The Hellraiser Return was built with Max Flip in mind, which means that the higher RG core paired with the Max Flip cover stock also means that it can be a little twitchy in oil and a little too much off the dry if they're too over-under. I feel like the Collision does a good job of marrying a more secure mid-lane motion with the same type of back-end motion that you can see in the Hellraiser Return. If you bowl on more flooded conditions, I could easily see the Collision being the second ball as a step down from a bigger ball or even maybe a smoother sim such as a Damn Good Verge or a Hellraiser Blaze. When those balls get to be too early and too smooth and you want to open up your launch angles, then a step in with more launch angle using your Collision is sure to be the bet, while still offering enough security to read the mid lane where you want it to and a bunch more back end motion than those other two balls offer. Of course, if this ball gets to be again too early or is just too much off the end of the pattern because of its more flippy nature, then a step down to something like a Medusa for a similar shape but a more blended motion, or another step down to our brand new Damn Good Verge Pearl is going to be an excellent bet for later in the block. Speaking of that Damn Good Verge Pearl, it's built to handle a medium to medium light amount of total oil. It's in the strong category of ball motion, shaded slightly toward the smoother motion, although I have them very similar in terms of the amount of oil volume that you can use them on. I find this one just to be a little rounder and smoother overall than the Activate, primarily because it has more mid-lane security than the Activate. It blends it just a little more. I think it is safe to argue that the Damn Good Verge Pearl does in fact cover more boards at the back of the lane than the Activate, so I could definitely see where the marketing team ranked it as higher than the Activate in terms of back-end motion, but I don't necessarily consider it sharper than the Activate because of the fact that it reads the mid lane more early, more securely, and even though the motion gives you more total board coverage at the back of the lane, it does it in a more sweeping, more round, more hard arcing way, as opposed to the Activate with its higher RG core gets down the lane with a little more ease and makes a more abrupt move off of the friction, and albeit at that price point it's a strong contender in its own right. You can see that it's almost as strong as the Damn Good Verge, but I don't think it has quite the continuation or quite the drive on oil that the new Damn Good Verge Pearl does. This Damn Good Verge Pearl has a lot of utility, and just like the Collision, I find that it's going to be a great ball across a wide variety of patterns. You could almost pick up a Collision for medium to medium heavy stuff, and a Damn Good Verge Pearl for medium to medium light stuff, and have all but the most extreme conditions handled. That's all for the Collision, which you should already have. If you don't, I don't know what you're waiting for. And it's all for me for the Damn Good Verge Pearl as well, which I'm sure you can't wait for. But that one will be available in April. If you have any questions about these two balls or any comments about your success with the Collision, feel free to drop it in the comment section below. Of course, check back often because I make new videos every time that we release new products from the brains of Brunswick. And make sure you follow me on YouTube, Facebook, and now TikTok, where I make short 1-minute reviews of our newest products. Until my next video, I'll see you later.